Let's rank the 17 prehistoric species of the end of Oak Street. I just got back from watching the movie. We're going to be ranking the dinosaurs, the reptiles, have it be the, pterosaurs, aquatic reptile, or just land reptiles. Going to be covering them all. Thought it was a pretty fun movie. I'll also share some of my thoughts at the end, But where do we start? I'm going to start with number 13, which is kind of strange because I have 4 honorable mentions. That's why there's 17. So, number 13, Juratyrant, I believe. So, I'm working off of Brandon Smith's image. They showed all the creatures from the marketing or just the movie. And we assume the Juratyrant is the one that runs after the dog. It's a very split second and you'll miss it scene. That's why I ranked it so low, because we don't really know what it is. I would probably rank it above the next creature, but I'm just placing it here because we don't really have much information on it. Number 12 would be the Scipionyx, which is, I kind of at first just thought it was a baby Coelophysis, but, it's that weird thing that hops on screen for a couple of seconds and leaves, and it doesn't look all that appealing to look at. I'm glad it didn't get too much screen time. Yes, it's a baby, and I understand birds kind of develop like that, but it was kind of ugly. 11 would be Pterodactylus. It's cool to get Pterodactylus besides just normally getting Pteranodon, but I don't know, it didn't really stand out to me. I felt like the pterosaurs were kind of mixed in and stuff. Then, at number 10, I would rank the Armando, which is the turtle thing. I kind of thought it was like a weird arc Carbonemes. We've got a few arc-looking designs in this movie, but I'm guessing Armando is what it's called. I could be wrong, but that's what it says on the sheet. So, Armando, yeah, there wasn't too much to go off. They were just weird-looking turtle creatures. Then, number 9, we got the Garjainia, which it was kind of a glop creature, but at the same time, it also kind of intrigued me. It's just, it's not in dinosaur territory to the point where I'm ranking it super high. That it's an amphibian-looking creature, I guess, kind of like the ones that were in the 65 movie. But I did think they were somewhat cool. They had some cool traits, so I am ranking them at 9th. Then at 8th, Tropeognathus. It is cool to see this guy in a movie. I remember it from Jurassic World, the game, very early on common. So it was just nice to see a classic in a movie. Then, number 7, I'm going to rank the Ankylosaurus. I'm putting it at 7th because they did over-exaggerate it just a little bit. It had few too many spikes. It was very arc-looking, over the top. I think, sometimes Ankylosaurus probably best more simple looking because it's already got a lot going on, right? You got the club, the tank of armor, whatnot, but it's still cool at the end of the day. Then number 6, we've got Stegosaurus. This one, they kept it very basic. That's why I'm ranking it here. I like it. I like the basicness. Yeah, it was very Jurassic World looking, but still, I like Jurassic period creatures of North America because Spinosaurus, of course, and that's why it's just slightly getting above Ankylosaurus. I do love Ankylosaurus, but it's not my favorite kind of Ankylosaurus in this movie. Anyway, 5th is Camarasaurus. So that fluffy sauropod, yes, I know it's pretty outlandish, but I do appreciate the attempt to, even though sauropods probably weren't that fluffy, at least they tried something new, I'm not offended if things are inaccurate in movies, right? I go to a movie, it's fantasy. I'm not offended like most people are on the internet. So yeah, I just think it's fun. You get to see something you normally wouldn't see, which is what I want to see. I don't want to see the same T-Rex running after, and I applaud them for not putting T-Rex in this movie. Mad respect for that, because Jurassic World, they 100% will put T-Rex in every single movie because that's where the money is at. But yeah, I respect it. Anyway, number 4, Coelophysis. I'm putting it here because although the creature was alright, it wasn't the best, but I do have nostalgia with the Lego Coelophysis, and I'm very glad that a movie studio recognized that species and put it in a movie, because we haven't seen it in Jurassic World. It's got in a Lego Jurassic World figure, right? It's the only non-canon creature that hasn't appeared in the films to get a Lego. Of course, it did get that because of Lego Dino. It was in that. But I'm just glad to see it's finally in a movie. So it's designed not the best, but I'm glad it's getting the recognition it deserves. Then, number 3, I'm going to rank Allosaurus. I know this is probably number 1 spot for most people. Allosaurus was quite the standout. Battle at Big Rock, Allosaurus very much remind me of. I could you know, it's quite easy to differentiate the battle at Big Rock and this one, though. You can tell. But at the same time, it was also just, once again, I'm seeing the exact same thing. It's battle at Big Rock, Allosaurus. He's even got a bow and arrow, like the crossbow, you know. I thought he was going to shoot in the eye at one point, like it was battle at Big Rock. He didn't, but because he kept missing. But still, Allosaurus, some fun stuff. That scene was brutal when he took out, you know, Obi-Wan. Jurassic World would never dare to go there. They would not show like a whole leg chopped off. That was crazy. Yeah, obviously spoilers because we're ranking all the creatures, and I did say I would put my thoughts in on the movie. So yeah, it's all good, guys. But yeah, and also same thing with the Camarasaurus from before. Dinosaurs going ham on each other. You know, Jurassic World, we know they don't have the balls to go there. They wanted to in Rebirth with the Titanosauruses. But yeah, this movie I can applaud because it has balls. It goes where Jurassic World doesn't dare to go. You know, we got the dinosaurs rooting each other. We got, you know, Obi-Wan dying to Allosaurus in a brutal way. A lot of quite brutal scenes, like the pterosaurs ripping apart the guy, whatnot. And just all the dead bodies across the street was crazy to see. Jurassic World would not go there. But anyway, number 2, Spinosaurus. Yes, I know. In my top 3 favorite dinosaurs of all time, you know, besides the main standouts. Oh, you should know, I'm not going to repeat myself. I do it too much. Spinosaurus. I'm ranking it here because it didn't overly stand out to me. Its scene was pretty small. It was cool, you know, how it smashed the car and stuff, but it doesn't stand out too much, I guess. Yeah, it just felt like, it was cool to see the feathers and whatnot, but it was just, you know, it looked a lot like the Rebirth Spino as well, but not enough like it to the point I was like, oh, that's so awesome, because I do like the Rebirth Spino, but this one was, it was quite dark-like or something, I don't know. Anyway, honorable mentions go to, firstly, Triceratops. I believe these were in the mobile game on TikTok. Oh no, sorry. First one goes to Chalk Theropod, because I don't know where that comes from. Triceratops, I believe, was in the mobile game. Ouranosaurus, I love Ouranosaurus. And then Therizinosaurus, also in the mobile game. And then Pliosaur, I do believe, was cut from the movie, so it gets an honorable mention at top spot because we saw an actual design for it. And then number 1 spot, Titanoboa. I've wanted a movie on Titanoboa so long. The closest we got was Anaconda. I still didn't feel... I felt the vibes, but I wanted an actual Titanoboa in a movie. I'm glad it got recognition. That's why it's in first spot. I love Titanoboa. It's so awesome. Make sure to watch up here for more, you guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.